In a previous lesson, we discussed how to annotate our pedaling in an organ score. In conventional use today, we have different symbols equaling the toe or the heel. We have an inverted V equaling the toe, or a U or circle indicating the heel. And depending on where these are placed, either above or below the pedal staff, this will indicate to us which foot to play with. For example, in this pedal staff, I have two bars here, and I'm going to indicate my left toe to play the first note. I'm going to indicate my right toe to play the second note. And while holding that tied note, I'm going to shift and substitute to the left toe, and then again with my right toe play the note. Now, if I were going to play entirely with my heels, I would use the other symbol. And again, these would not appear together, but I could play with my left heel, and then with my right heel, and substitute again to my left toe, and then play up here with my right heel. The piece we're going to use as an example for annotating our very own pedaling is the Prelude in G major, Opus 37, number 1 by Felix Mendelssohn. You can find this score, the original publication, on the internet and download it. It's been in the public domain for quite some time. And there are a few things we need to achieve. First of all, we're playing on a modern instrument. So that means we're going to be playing with both our toes and heels, and playing with both feet, of course. The other thing we're trying to strive for is minimal movement and maximum comfort, while also paying attention to any phrasing that might need to be happening in the pedal line, because that may require more legato or less legato at various times. This score here has a couple of indications as to which foot to use. That's not often the case. Often you have no pedal indications at all, but this says R, which would mean our right foot, and of course I would say right toe. Most publishers consider that fingering and pedaling is a very personal thing that each organist needs to decide for himself or herself. And so you will end up having to write things in. Some people write in every fingering and every pedaling, and some people write hardly any. What I find works best for me is to write in all of the fingering and all of the pedaling very early on. And therefore, if I follow what I wrote in consistently during my practice, I find that I master the piece more quickly. Also, if I retain the score, and I've written in all of my fingering and pedaling, when I come back to a piece 5 or 10 years later, I find that it comes back to me that much more quickly. And so this is also a good thing. There are many things that will guide us in our choice of pedaling, but right away, half of our options are eliminated because you cannot play comfortably with your heels on a sharp. It's just awkward as heck, and it's not recommended, of course. And so this limits the number of pedal choices you have. We're going to go through an example and just delve just a little bit into how we make these decisions about our pedaling. Even though it's possible to write all of your pedaling in while away from the organ console, seated at a table, I recommend actually sitting at the organ console. You may feel a bit like an octopus, but if you're seated at the organ console and you're actually pedaling with your 2 feet, and up here you're writing into the score with your pencil, I find that's a very efficient way to accomplish your pedal annotations. So here at the beginning we have the indication R, which is unusual, but we interpret that to mean right toe. So we check it out. The next note is a lower note. And so we're going, in order to keep this legato, we play with the left toe. Then, to keep this legato again to the next note, we have our right toe again free, and we go right there. And then here is where we can use heel, toe, heel. This is a very common usage of pedaling, heel, toe, heel, in two adjacent non-sharp notes. And then after that, we can go here. Now, the reason I don't use a left toe here is because I have a lower note to follow it. You always need to look forward to see what's coming. So in this case, I'm going to pedal to here with the right toe so the left toe can keep this legato. Now, while legato is not the only way we are going to play a pedal line, having a legato bass line, that is, having our main touch as legato, will be helpful to us in the end because it's very easy at that point to open up the touch as we need. We just simply lift a little earlier. So here we have, since we used left, we alternate. Up here it's quite a leap. It's a sixth. So we're going to use our right foot. But since there's an F sharp in the signature, this has to be played with the toe. So what does this mean? We have nothing else left we can do. We must play that note with the right heel. And then alternating again, we go to the left. There's a rest. Then we can hop. Use the same toe, just one note higher. Then here we must use the other foot because of what's coming after it. So again, it's sort of like a crossword puzzle. There's only so many things that can happen, so many choices. Again, a rest. Now here, this must be played with a heel, because by using the same foot for these three notes, we must use a toe here. This leaves only the heel as an option. And of course, this goes on and on till the end of the piece. I normally write in every pedaling mark for every note. And as you can see, what we're trying to do here is to always look ahead to be sure that 2 bars ahead that you're going to have that foot with that toe or heel that's needed to play that note comfortably, legato, and to your satisfaction. That'll help save you a lot of time, and it'll help you learn your music and play more confidently in the end.